You've probably driven by here 100 times and never given it a second thought how unique this site is. So this little patch of forest is probably what Redmond looked like over 100 years ago. If you've got a minute, I'll tell you a little bit more about it, some history, and let you know what we're going to be doing in the future. This 4.5 acre piece of property we often refer to as the Heron Rookery. It is bordered by Bear Creek Parkway, Leary Way, and there's a trail that connects the two streets. The forest is a mixed forest. It's mostly Douglas fir, but some understory of big leaf maple, Oregon grape, and Indian plum. So I mentioned this site is historically referred to as the Heron Rookery. That's because during the 1990s there was an active heron rookery here with nesting sites where they could actively feed very close to the Sammamish River, which is only a block away. About 10 years ago they moved. They moved down near Marymoor Park. You can see them from Westlake Sammamish Parkway. When they moved, it gave us the opportunity to start looking at this site as an active restoration site. When we began our assessment, we also discovered that the forest contains a lot of non-native invasive species like blackberry and ivy and holly. Our first step is removing those. We were fortunate to get a grant from the State Department of Natural Resources for a resource crew for 3 weeks in December. The Washington Conservation crew came in and did major removal of invasive species. You can see the composting piles around the entire perimeter of the site. So that was just the first step. Now the real work begins. This piece of property will be enveloped into our 20-year forest management plan for the 1,035 acres of forested parkland. We are doing active restoration on this 1,035 acres, and it's done with city staff, volunteers, as part of the Green Redmond Partnership. So here's your opportunity to be involved in the restoration of a unique forested piece of property in an urban area. You can join us as a part of the Green Redmond Partnership as a volunteer, get trained to be a volunteer forest steward, and participate in the restoration activities at this great site.